Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable is back on deck with another edition of the Monday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want us to call it the other thing, but like I always say, once the cosplayers get involved in biting the technique, we have to find new verbiage. We
We on
haven't
to the
gotten new
next.
verbiage. Yeah, we on to the next. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Jarvell alongside the Rap Snob.
What up?
Team
What
the
up?
Balance and Macy will be joining us a little bit later on. But on a more somber, more serious note, before we get into anything, we have to say rest in peace to Quincy Jones, a black
Absolutely, man.
legend, black icon. Honestly, one of the last remaining icons of icons in the culture. He's responsible
Architect.
for almost every. When it comes to like musical lineage, he's almost responsible for everything in some form or
Absolutely.
fashion. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
Quincy Jones is the music production final boss, bro. Like
Yes.
there's no higher than him. You know what I mean? We could talk all day and night about like our favorite producers in hip hop or R&B or pop or whatever. There's nobody that was seeing Quincy Jones, man. The man worked with like you think of legends upon legends like Miles Davis and Michael Jackson, you know what I mean, and countless others. This man had a hand in everything. You know what I mean? Like his resume is it just shits on everybody else's resume. It's crazy how much his career spanned like 70 years. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He played all sorts of instruments. He composed, he arranged. He made the man made Thriller. He made Thriller, bro. He made Off the Wall and Thriller. Like
Come
what do
on.
you it's crazy, man. Like it's sad, but when you really think about it, the man was 91. He lived. He basically he won life, bro. He
Yeah.
he beat he beat life. You know what I mean?
I,
Like
I didn't even know he was that old because he looked great. Every time you saw him
he
in public, he still looked great, you know?
bro. I saw the documentary on Netflix, and they had been talking about it. You know, some health issues or concerns that they had about his health at the time. But yeah, I mean, he still looked great. He looked spry. He looked in good spirits. You know what I mean? He looked strong. But man, 91 years old. Like you can't. You can be mad, but you can't be too mad. Like
Right.
that's a full life full of like just top tier accomplishments all up and down. Salute to the goat of all goats, Quincy Jones. Rest in peace, man. Safe travels to you to the next realm and beyond, bro. Like, and thank you for everything you did over on this side, man.
That's a fact. A top tier human being, you know, when you think about this climate, especially what 2024 has been when it comes to controversy and quote slander and or smut on prominent people's names, you rarely hear anything too crazy about Quincy. I don't hear about too nothing with skeletons in closets or
Right.
liking the wrong type of things or the wrong age demos or the R word that ends in E. Like for the most part, his name was relatively clean, and I feel like
Yeah.
most humans their goal is to get to 100 years. We all want to live to 100. It's a beautiful number. You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
him to get 91 of those, and he spent a lot of his life living fast, being rich, curating greatness to get to 91. That like you said, he's a top tier human. Rest in peace
Yeah.
to Quincy Jones. Again, a lot of what we love, whether he was directly involved or not, a lot. Even some of the songs that some of our favorite rap songs, like I said, but Quincy was involved in that. If it is no Quincy,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that just don't fall in. Even like the Fresh
shouts to
Prince
the
of Bel Air, that was culture
bro.
for us. You know?
Man, it's just again like his fingerprints are on everything, right? Shouts to Lil Bixby. I'll give him a shout out in the chat because he ran off a lot of legendary names. I mean, because he started off with jazz, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like constructing a big band. Um, he worked with Louis Armstrong, Dizzy Gillespie. He worked with another architect, Little Richard. You know what I mean? Then he got into the soul bag with Aretha Franklin. He worked with Sinatra. Like, come on. So even before he got to Michael Jackson, like the resume was so stacked with nothing but absolute 100% top tier legends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Creating the soundscapes for them. You know what I mean? Like these people would not. We may not know them the way that we know them. We may not know the legendary work that they put out, without Quincy Jones there by their side. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's amazing. And then, you know, fast forward all the way, like you just said, John, to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, that doesn't happen without Quincy Jones. That's 100% culture right there, bro.
You know, and you think about it, you think about it as far as producers in modern times. A lot of times, anytime the new name in music, especially if black music came up, the litmus test or the standard was to be the next Quincy Jones. Everyone was trying to be the next Quincy Jones. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
he was the standard. This is a big loss. This is, as far as recipes goes, this is a big loss. We need to really start holding.
We're losing all of our architects, bro. Like,
Yes.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
who's gonna be the
Marquette, not
next?
too long.
Who's gonna be the next architect, bro? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Who's out there?
They don't
wicked, bro.
exist. When you think about the music, they don't exist. You know, it's still some of the same people. You still got, what was homie from Black Street named Teddy Riley still out
Teddy
there.
Riley.
Yeah.
Babyface is still out there. These are the guys who are like the last vestiges of those times who we need to make sure that we protect at all costs, because once they go, I just don't know. You know,
Yeah.
Didi the Bass was talking about Quincy Jones here. What are your thoughts on his passing, man?
Nah, shit is crazy. It's crazy because we was talking about it at work, and no funny shit. Like with my coworker was like, "What happened to him?" And I'm like, my nigga was 91. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's life. I'm sure he lived a life most people can't even imagine. You get what I'm saying? His life was just packed with just so much star-studded shit, so many like legendary shit he had his hands on. Like, it's some people's shit you just can't put in the words. Like, I feel like the same way it was about Clark. Like, it's and we just losing a lot of our icons, you know, people that have so much lineage, so much lore, and so much connection to the game. I mean, sadly to say, even like Puff situation is crazy because of that too. You know what I'm saying? We just fucked up in our legends, bro. Between them losing them like in life and losing them into a whole bunch of other shit. It's a real stressful time for me right now, bro. Like, because Mike Jack was like my guy. I know you talked about Sin was like all the things he did prior to that, but like Mike Jack was my true real introduction. You know what I'm saying? The like the 8 Grammy night, like all those things to me were like real viable. I think the first moonwalk was damn near the year of my birth type shit. Like, so it just a lot of shit with Mike resonated with me, and not to say we lose that, but you know, we lose that, you know, a little bit by a little bit. Like, and I don't know, no disrespect to anyone out there, but I don't really see anybody right now that has those kind of reins on the culture that we can say is like could really follow those footsteps right now. I just don't know who that person is. I don't know who those people. I'm sure there's people putting in hella work, but I'm talking about with the visual footprint.
He kind of veered.
You said what?
It was Kanye, but he kind of veered off track.
This facts.
Yeah.
This is facts.
Yeah.
That might be that's actually the closest one.
And then we got
Vibe magazine too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of work, man.
And
a
then we
lot
got
of work.
Buckshot Shorty. You know, I saw the video earlier today. That's not something that we care to talk about, you know, but you know, we don't want violence to happen to legends, whether high tier, platinum status legends, or even people of the cloth like Buckshot Shorty. We don't know what happened. There's still some questions about the validity of the video, if that's actually him. It looked like him to me, you know, but get well soon, Buckshot Shorty.
Prayers up for Buckshot. He caught a bad one out there. You know what I mean? He looked bad in that video.
Yeah.
Feel bad for the bro, but who knows? We don't know what happened out there, but like, stay safe, prayers up, get better. You know what I mean? Heal up. It's bad out there, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. But let's get into it. You know, and we're pulling in. We already got about 173 in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Run those likes up. Run the comments up. If you haven't by now, please hit the subscribe option. We're trying to get to 18.8 and eventually 20K by the end of the fall, if not early winter. But the goal is to get to 20,000 subs. So as you pull in, make sure you hit that subscribe option. Real quick shout out to Sharon, one of our connects out there, Platinum Sound Studio. Her birthday was last week. Much love to Sharon. She does a lot for us behind the scenes. Shout out to you, Sharon. We appreciate you.
Sharon.
As always, get well soon as well. She's been having a bit of a rough year. So shout out to Sharon. Get well soon. Happy birthday. And again, hit those likes. Run those likes up. You know, we got in trouble last week. So we turned some people off. But like we always say with this podcast shit, we're going to say some things you like. We're gonna say some things you don't like. We anticipate and expect the ebbs and flows of people's feelings when we say
Facts.
things that might push a button. But speaking of feelings and buttons being pushed, the L that keeps delivering finds new wrinkles to discuss it because we tried to move away from it. Y'all saw last week we didn't really lean into that too crazy. But is that Mace's music? As we decided to get into Mace though,
Oh man, the timing is impeccable.
yeah, but
Woo!
The L of all L's continues to take weird twists and turns. Vince Carter is in Toronto getting his jersey retired. And it's funny because I had gotten to thinking that didn't the Nets retire his jersey? How did the Nets retire V Carter's jersey before the Raptors?
Before the Raptors, it's crazy.
How was Vince Carter doing commentary for the Nets before the Raptors? When did Vince Carter become a Net culturally? He's always been a Raptor. Lo and behold, he's getting his jersey retired. But then after that, it gets into this whole thing about Drake taking shots at DeMar DeRozan, supposedly mugging DeMar DeRozan from the sidelines with the homie Chubbs, and it just became a very awkward situation. So on this case, Macito, since you're the last one to pull in, you know how it goes. When you pull last, you're gonna go first. So you know what's going on in the embassy. Try not to be too forgiving here because I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna put it on the table. This was ridiculous. There's no forgiving it. If you want to throw some bail, you can. But for the chat, just for the sake of clarity, I'm pretty sure I know I don't sanction it. I know for a fact Sin don't sanction it. Dini's a wild card here.
Hey, you don't know my life, man.
They see
You
what's
never
going on
know.
in the embassy, man.
Now, Joe, like for this pod here, for this Monday, rest in peace, Quincy Jones. By the way, you fellas did a great job giving Quincy his flowers. Rest in peace, did a great. Listen, man, the theme of this episode today, y'all, is gonna be two things can be true at once. We got a lot on the table today to discuss. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the theme is gonna be two things can be true at once. Now, Joe, yes, it was ridiculous, bro. Yeah, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? But what's the problem with ridiculous, Job? I thought we love this type of shit, bro.
Nah, we don't like this type of shit.
What's wrong with this, man?
Nah.
What's wrong with somebody having an issue with somebody and
That's not what
being
happened here.
honest about it? You know
That's
what I mean?
not what happened
What's
here
wrong
at all.
with that? What is wrong with rappers beefing with ball players? Didn't we love when Jay and Stephon Marbury was going at it? Didn't we love when Fat Joe and Roy Jones Jr. had their issues? These are stories these guys are still telling on podcasts 20 years later.
Yo, Sin, what you got to say about this situation? I don't want to hear from Mace right now. I don't want to hear from Mace right now. He's muted. We're gonna mute him immediately. Expedition.
We didn't see Hove front seat looking like a jilted broad trying to get
right.
her
there you go.
attention.
All right,
like,
because
that's what it looked like. That's the whole vibe that I got from it. Like, look, man, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough, bro. Because it's not believable, like at all. And then Chubbs is supposed to be like the real tough guy. You know what I mean? What is he doing? Giving the thumbs down? Like, yeah, motherfuckers is out here looking hella lame. Like it's just I'm at a loss for words because you would think at some point there would be a certain amount of, looking at yourself and being like, let me lay low. Like this L is already dragging on. Right. What am I doing here? Mean mugging a fucking basketball player. You know what I mean? Just because he don't want to be friends with me no more. He want to be friends with that guy over there. Like, how old are we? You know what I mean? You're showing up as a 7-year-old. Like this shit is crazy, bro. Like, I don't understand it. Like, the whole thing really looked like, I want to get this guy's attention so he can see how upset I am at him. You just turned 38 years old. Why are you playing these games, bro? Come on, Drake. Like this fucking and this. Look again, Kendrick. Beyond just the records, you know what I mean? Beyond the video, beyond the music, beyond the announcement for the Super Bowl, beyond everything, like. Beyond all that, like he's still living in Drake's head, absolutely rent-free, 100%. You know what I mean? Like he can't, everything that Kendrick has done in this battle, in this beef, it's still permeating. It's still in the air for him. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick at this point has moved on. He's doing interviews with SZA. He's on to the Super Bowl. This motherfucker still like, oh, this guy, he used to be my friend, and he ended up in Kendrick's video. Like he's still so hurt and upset by this. Like it's beyond me because I'm looking at him. I'm like, you're a grown ass man, bro. Like you got to be able to handle something like this a little bit better. And to be fair, yes, it's fine that he's upset but that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that he doesn't have a right to be upset. It's just how he goes about showing his frustration and his anger and his upsetness at other people.
Right.
He comes off like a fucking, you know what I mean, like a 7-year-old, bro. It's rough. It's rough.
Let's try this again, Mace. we not sanctioning that type of shit. I got a lot to say, but we got to be responsible here.
Listen. I understand where y'all coming from. I understand where Sin is coming from. But we got, like, at this point, we getting to the point where it's like, Jarv, you called it the loss of the century, right?
Mm.
We know this is we talk about it every week. Everybody's J. Cole, his latest record got raps about it. Kendrick, even though you say he's ignoring it, wasn't the Super Bowl ad a low-key shot? We spoke about that. Wasn't it a low-key shot at Drake? Wasn't there shots at Watch the Party died to Drake? This is what everybody is talking about. So how can the guy who actually took the loss ignore it? Like, what are we asking here?
But what does that have to do with the clown behavior we saw on Saturday?
And this is, I will go back to what we said before. If we come, this is the point. At what point are we going to stop asking Drake to be cool? We all have said he's lame, right? We all have said he handles things worse. We've all said this guy is not. So when he.
So, Deanie, what you got to say about this situation? Because I don't want to hear from Mace tonight, apparently.
Mace kind of talking, though. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's mute Deanie, too. So we're going to mute the both of these guys. Because, like, you know, like I said it in the studio the last time. The OVO wing of the Rap Round Table has been actively trying to sink the ship. So if the Sid and I got to run this show, then we just got to run the show ourselves. Like, what? Like, again, no one is talking about the thing. They trying to over-explain bullshit. And that's the problem that I'm having with my brothers so far, this Rap Round Table. There's no explaining bullshit, right? The man goes on the commentary team and says, if they retire DeRozan's jersey, I'm going up there and pulling the jersey down. What?
Emotional.
Mad
emotional, bro.
Mad emotional. Why we not talking about? I'm asking these niggas what they think, and they trying to fucking psychoanalyze some shit. I hope to God if I do some fuck shit outside, y'all don't get on this Rap Round Table and not call it what it is. Y'all better say, yo, Jarv did some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, people tried to say that he walked by Drake and Drake said, fuck out of here, pussy. DeMar DeRozan was almost on the opposite side of the arena. The arena's loud as fuck. There's no way DeMar could have any clue that he's being called a pussy by Drake. And niggas are sanctioning that? Because he's not cool?
Bro,
what?
This motherfucker, like, muttering shit under his breath. Making sure that nobody could hear it. Just himself. Just for himself, to make himself feel better about it.
The nigga pulled up courtside.
And what kind of moral
victory? Guy?
What kind of moral victory is that? This is the part that really gets me tight. Is that he's saying this as if it's like a round 2 to the battle. Like if it's some type of moral victory. Like like the Raptors beat the Kings. Fuck out of here, pussy. Like, bro, like the L is still the L. This doesn't change anything. What does this change?
It did. Let's nigga think he in above the rim. He pulling up on the sideline. He's trying to run around like he Pac. DeMar DeRozan was so fucking perturbed by Drake and Chubbs. Oh, we're going to stare at you. That he dropped 33, nigga. So he did all of that for what? You were a super fan, bro. You came to the arena to be DeMar. You came to be Spike Lee, and DeMar was supposed to be what? Reggie Miller? because you ain't impact the game. You just threw your feelings around. You mad the nigga in the video. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like,
Bro.
what are we doing? But was you really gonna try to get active and run on the court and duff Demar? Are you gonna come to LA and try that shit, Drake? Like, what are we talking about? How are we trying to really seriously explain? Nobody wants Drake to be cool, by the way. In fact, we don't want Drake to do anything like that. Like, you coming to the arena to do that? What are we doing? Just make some records, Aubrey.
And
Anyway.
here's the thing.
Go ahead,
Like
Steve.
again, like I'm happy that this has brought Drake's goofiness to like the ultimate spotlight. You know what I mean? Like I've been talking about how goofy he is for over 10 years now. And motherfuckers didn't want to listen to me because he was making some slaps. All right, cool. He made some slaps.
I disagree.
That's why niggas been acknowledged the goofy. That's why, like, how long must he be goofy for you to acknowledge he's a goofy, my nigga? Like, I've been saying the nigga's a goofy for 10 years. He do some goofy shit, and you shocked that he's a goofy? What are we doing here?
There's a lot of motherfuckers that would throw the cape on.
Hold on, Sin. So for the sake of clarity, y'all niggas is sanctioning what he did on.
Not sanctioning
because he's corny. That's what you're saying.
Not sanctioning, but if a nigga lie to you all the time, how you get mad the nigga lie to you, bro? He's a liar, my nigga. Like, we acknowledge this nigga. You said he's been corny for 10 years. He's still amazing you with corny shit. How, bro? He's been corny for 10 years. And he's still astonishing you with corny behavior. It don't make sense to me. If he's a corny nigga, he's a corny nigga. This is corny nigga shit.
You condoning it?
I'm acknowledging corny niggas gonna do corny nigga shit. That's not condoning, bro. If a nigga robs banks, he robs a bank. I'm condoning it. If I say the nigga gonna rob a bank, that's what bank robbers do. I'm not condoning it. I'm just acknowledging the facts. He's a clown nigga. And then we get mad that he does clown nigga shit. Yes. Like Mace, low key. Like, I do think he watched Above the Rim before he popped out. I do think Chubbs was Motar. I do think he said, yo, you don't play for Georgetown or nowhere if the Birdman ain't with it. I thought that was the impression I thought.
And Drake has been acting like a
goof
on the
Louisiana.
Drake has been acting like a goof.
We getting mad that an actor's acting like he's not that type of nigga. He know DeMar DeRozan's a chill nigga. Like, through all the corniness, I don't know. Maybe somewhere in Drake's weird mind, he thought this nigga done played for my city, my country for 8, 9, 10 years. You know, that's my guy. You know, we're cool. We got all the games together. We take pics. I'm damn near the fucking Toronto mascot. He's the star player at the time. That's my guy. You know, I don't know what their relationship is like. And then you turn on the TV and then you see they not like us. You see my nigga standing in cardboard containers and shit like, and I don't know what that energy is like. I don't know. Maybe a conversation needs to be had. I don't know, but I'm just that's the way I think Drake would handle that. Do I think he would walk up to DeMar DeRozan and hike him? No, this is the way I would think a nigga like Drake would handle this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not shocked by the corniness. Y'all niggas seem aloof that this is so corny. Like,
we not. How do we seem aloof? What we are is we can't believe the fucking the goofiness of it all, like the depths of goofy. Just
it's
because a nigga could be corny, yeah, but like it's like every time we open our eyes, the level of corn just continues to metastasize. It's like a corny cancer, and we gotta cut this shit off.
You seen that non-haircut glasses image from back in the days, like
nigga had troublies and pigtails. Now he the toughest nigga in Canada.
You dripping with whack juice, you can't get it off. Like it's what it is.
Every time I
corn juice
Drake on the sidelines, he was being a goof, bro. You remember when KD got hurt and he was fake crying, bro? He's a
I don't know.
His sideline behavior.
My bad if I'm too loud. I'm trying to lower it down.
We co-signed it by saying he's just continuing what he's
been
doing.
Streak of corniness. He's continuing the perpetual cycle of corniness.
But here's the thing. Like, again, it goes back to what I said. Like, there's a bigger spotlight. It's tough to say there's a bigger spotlight on Drake because Drake had like the ultimate spotlight for like 10 years. But in contrast to the other artists that he just had a battle with, like the contrast couldn't be any more stark in terms of like, so it's making the goofy shit look 10, 20, 50, 100 times more goofy.
Right.
That's the thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you would think at some point he would have enough self-awareness, right? And that's the thing. I think that's the thing that, at least for me, it bothers me because I hate when people don't have enough self-awareness to be like, you know what? Let me look at myself. Let me look at my actions. Let me chill out. You know what I mean? Let me pull back and reassess. This motherfucker's not reassessing anything. He's doubling down on the goofy. He's tripling down on the goofy. Like, why are you okay with being that goofy? And why are y'all okay with him continuing to be even more goofy than he's ever been?
And then that's the thing, is like, if he pulls this at 20, 25, all right, whatever, he's still trying to find himself. This nigga's almost 40, cuz. Like, what are we doing here? Like, the fact that the thing is, again, we understand. If y'all saying the baseline is Drake is corny, what do you expect? All right, cool. But when it's like pigtails and bubblies one day, and just staring at the nigga the next day, whispering and calling him a pussy with his inside voice at the arena, threatening to pull his jersey down, calling him a goof, just being extra sassy. Then the videos coming out, you driving through the mall doing the same video twice, almost a decade apart, like just trying to be as tough as possible. Drake starting to look more and more like when you put the corny nigga around all the tough niggas, and he start thinking he tough. It's like, bro, like, you don't have to prove anything anymore. That's really where I'm at. But then it's just like, fam, like, if you felt so strongly about what Demar did, just hit him up. Does he have like a stake in the team, or is he's like a brand ambassador?
He's the ambassador for the team.
Well,
Yeah.
go in the
He's the
locker
guy.
room, pull up on him. If you want to be a man about it, like doing the shit for the camera at 40, it's fucking corny. And the part of the reason why, like, I was trying not to use so much profanity on this show, but it's like Mace just lost me immediately. To even try to like say, oh, y'all niggas like, oh, y'all like the crazy shit, y'all like this, y'all like that. Nah, we like a certain type of thing. I can't imagine Hove or Pusha T going to an NBA game to stare at a player while the visiting team dropping 30 on my team's head top, and they got to win at the buzzer. If there's gonna be some intimidation tactics, that man won't be so comfortable. Shit, fucking when Dipset was having real problems with Brooklyn niggas at the Rucker, we like that type of shit. Niggas running through the Rucker, it's getting hectic. Fat Joe and 50 Cent having real beef, and Fat Joe and 50 Cent taking turns at the VMAs, wilding out on the stage. Not some nigga who just had pigtails and bubblies in his hair staring and calling a nigga pussy. Tell a nigga he's pussy to his face. Tell him that.
Word.
Do that. Or
I
stop
mean,
doing this shit for entertainment.
and
You doing corny shit to try to bury the lead, just digging this Aubrey grave even further. Just make some records. That's it. No face got some momentum, don't it?
You brought up Spike Lee and Reggie Miller earlier. Them motherfuckers went at it like full chest voice across the court.
Come on, bro.
From the other side of the arena, yelling at each other. This
bro.
motherfucker
Alpha male energy. Drake not an alpha mace? He a beta?
Listen, I don't know, Joe. I'm just saying this is that to a degree I understand what y'all saying. Y'all think he's goofy and he's continuing in the goofy behavior. I agree, but maybe he just don't like the nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe that's the case, because when we speak about this specifically the DeMar DeRozan situation, Drake has been, or let me not say has been. This was a little goofy by Drake for sure. But I believe DeMar DeRozan's been goofy about the situation, because DeMar DeRozan has been going from interview to interview and say, oh, I love Drake. Drake is this, that. Like, that was the weirdness between those two. You know what I mean? I don't think that. I think there's a specific history. I remember DeMar DeRozan saying when he had the depression issues that Drake was one of the people he went to for counsel. You know what I mean? So there was some sort of relationship between these two. And Drake, the emotional one that he is, his feelings are hurt. You know what I mean? DeMar DeRozan, a little bit more of a mature male, looks at it as, well, I was cool with this nigga before I ever met you. You know what I mean? But, Drake is on his goofy shit. So I agree with you. That's why I'm just saying two things can be true at once. Drake can absolutely be goofy. Drake can absolutely be going about this the wrong way. But at the same time, there's two sides to every story. You feel what I'm saying? I think that the Jersey thing, I found that funny. I'm not gonna lie. Talking to the crowd and the announcers, I'm gonna go. That's like the kind of goofy shit we like.
Call him a
Drake.
goof.
If you want to be honest, that was funny. The when it got to the ice grilling, when it got to me and Chubbs posted up, when it got to the fuck, that's when it was a little corny to me. But the type of tongue in cheek, or I'm gonna climb up there and I'll rip that's funny shit, man. Like when Drake's being a goof and he's like actually like living up to his goofiness and cutting out the tough guy shit, I'm down with that. You know what I mean? The character, the grassy shit, that's cool. But once
I didn't even know what you
itself,
said about that, Mace. I didn't even know that was the point. The whole he was there for him during the depression. Like, take that into consideration too.
But fuck all of that shit, man. If it's that, hold on.
Depression's a motherfucker.
No, if it's that personal,
if that's deep,
hold on, Sin. I gotta get this off. If it's that personal, then it's a personal issue. Demar's not doing interviews talking about Drake. So why are we making shows at the arena? Hit that nigga up.
I mean, I seen he was on. He did do one interview that I seen.
About Drake, or did he offer an opinion about Drake?
Now, he was asked about Drake and he responded.
What did he say?
The whole why did he do the video thing? And he said, even though Drake is my man, I love Drake, but it's Compton. You get what I'm saying? And I was like, yo. And
so does that not support my point that if it's that deep for Drake, hit that man up directly? It ain't like he's on here washing his mouth on Drake. He's not shitting on a nigga. He did a video.
I mean, a video that we say is the greatest, that we say is the hardest diss record in the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? That has the most legs of a record that we've seen in the most. It's not like he just dissed him on like a regular track. He dissed him on a global record.
DeMar DeRozan, before he was ever a Raptor.
And this speaks to the depths to which Kendrick reached to really get under this guy's skin, bro. Because like he probably like this is another chess move. Like months down the line, like this is still searing in Drake's soul. The fact that a friend of his, somebody that he considered like a real friend, Kendrick was like, yo, let me get this guy in my video because we're friends too, and let me see if he'll do it. And he went and you know what I mean? He went and did it, and now months later, this shit is still burning like ether in his soul, bro.
I mean, is there any slight on DeMar then?
For doing it? Why?
Yeah. Y'all want to talk about it? We can talk about
it. I mean, you don't think there's no slight on that sin? None.
I mean,
that's supposedly your man's. You're doing a video that wrecks you. You don't think there's no L in that?
I mean, look how again.
If it was the other way around, we'd be cooking, bro. We'd be cooking if it was the other way around.
We gotta compare the length of their relationship, Drake and DeMar, to the length of Kendrick and his relationship. You know what I mean? And if Kendrick and DeMar DeRozan go further back, then you know what I mean. He
couldn't Braveheart party it. He couldn't like marry and Braveheart party, but like, you know, Kendrick, I love you, but I don't want to be in the middle of this shit. He couldn't do that.
Here's what optically. If that video clip that did come out about the interview when he was on Club Shay Shay saying what Drake did for him, it did for him to end up in the Not Like Us video. On the surface, it does look crazy. I can say that does look crazy, right? But again, based on what Not Like Us transformed into, because it wasn't just about the diss. After a while, it became like a West Coast unifier.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's that, and it was only that, DeMar could pop out. How do we know politically? And we know how it is. The politics are out west. How do we know DeMar might look crazy to the niggas out west if he don't show up in the video? He name dropped him in the rap.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22. But again, we shouldn't be living this out in public. If you felt so strongly, you know what I mean? Have the issue. Like, you know, like where the stories at about like Drake being mad at niggas behind the scenes and just spazzing on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather hear that than just showing up courtside and you came to the game to just be mad.
This is a corny nigga spazzing though.
Come on,
This
man.
is
I done showed up the
like
games to be mad, bro. What you mean, man?
this is the act of a corny nigga.
Involved, man. I done said fuck you to DeMar DeRozan before too, man.
You right. I just feel like, bro, like I hate this for Drake. I'm not even a Drake fan, but I just feel like just the antics. It's not conducive to your comeback, so to speak. Like you just looking stupid. Even the chicks are tweeting, "We like Drake better with the melodies." Even when you start making the women turned off, and that shit bread and butter is like, bro, like maybe you need to reassess it. And again, the No Face video dropped, and maybe this is all like someone in the chat said it was all entertainment. Maybe this is all part of a elaborate thing to trend. The No Face video dropped. It was a cool visual. I do like the song. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool record. That's what he need more. He need like 5 more No Faces.
Yeah.
You know, get back in a creative mode because we're gonna talk about it later on. I got a topic idea for us to get into that I think the chat will love. We'll talk about that off the air. But just generally looking around rap right now, there's a lot of rappers putting out quality music, and we not pushing play thinking about shit Drake. We thinking about the state of hip hop right now and where it's at. So, bro, make the records. Stop trying these elaborate schemes to change the conversation and look a certain type of way. Then you duck lipping. Then there's pigtails. Then there's this. Then there's that. It's like, fam, he's crashing out, and it's not even a. It makes you right. I muted you earlier, but you absolutely right. We do like when niggas crash out. We can tell the truth. It ain't nothing like a good crash out. It's funny as fuck when niggas crash out. You know what I mean? If your friend right next to you, he crashing out, depending on how he crashed out, we might laugh at our friend while he crashing out. But this is not even a good crash out. It's weird.
That's the thing. We want a quality crash out.
That's
You're just expecting it from the wrong
Canadian
person,
part
bro.
of it, you know what I mean? This is not a proper crash out because he's Canadian, bro. You know what I mean?
He's not that type of nigga. Like
you gotta judge.
Then stop acting like you're not.
Like us, bro.
I mean, since Made Men with Rick Ross watching that video, I was always like, this don't feel right. I like the verse, but this don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? He's never been that type of nigga, bro. Like,
don't crash out. Honestly, and let's keep it a rack. Is anybody even still leaning on Drake or some he lost shit? I think as a family, we've all kind of moved on. He lost. That's in the past now.
Yeah.
I think there's nigga J. Cole that came outside, put out records. We clowned it a little bit, but we're moving forward now. Now, to me, this is the perfect time now for niggas to make records. Like, the music is gonna really start deciding what niggas' positions are, not the antics. When Cole dropped, we gonna figure out what Cole is at. Cole got some making up to do, and his album's going to go a long way towards making up. Aubrey needs to now drop records. Somebody in the chat said they don't like the video. Hey, look, we don't have to agree. Again, I don't know what some people come to the rap round table think that we try to tell y'all what to think. We invite the disagreements. If you don't like the record, that's cool. But No Face to me is a leap in the right direction for Drake.
The consensus behind that record is that, everybody's going to have a personal, but the consensus is that people's like, all right, Drake put out a good record with that one. And I want to emphasize,
like,
for me,
15. I know.
Drake is the only one of these rappers that we talk about where he only needs one.
You don't like that healing, bro? I do like. I want to re-emphasize. I'm not mad at the goofy shit. You know what I mean? Like me and Dean trying to argue. That kind of come with the whole thing. When it comes to Drake, you kind of just desensitized to it. Maybe that's me and Deanie's side. But I will say a huge mistake is that you brought up, we all getting past it. You completely emphasize what Sin is saying, that this shit is burning your soul when you do this. You know what I mean? Like, you completely, you bring us all the way back to April or May or whenever the joints drop when you do this. When the No Face video dropped, I didn't see any Kenny quotes in the comments. I didn't see any, you know what I'm saying, you lost, nigga, you know what I mean, you're not like us. I didn't see none of that. It was just strictly whether people saying whether they liked it or whether they didn't like it. You know what I mean? So when you do this, you completely remind people that you lost on an epic stage, bro. You know what I mean? Get to the next season. You know what I mean? The championship was lost this season, bro.
Facts.
I mean, we got to get the
Every
train.
year it's a new chance to
Sooner
win
or
a
later,
new
we
ring.
got to get there, bro.
And
That's
the
my
crazy
biggest
And,
issue
time out.
with Drake.
I wanna put this person on blast because I've been
Hold on.
crashing out damn near this whole episode, and it'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sinan crashed out. Ox Super crashed out. Didi called the nigga corny. Mason saying he don't care about the antics. Move on to the next season. What the fuck else do you want? You want us to tell Drake to suck a dick? Like, bro, if you got issues with Aubrey, bro, we not doing that. Because we not the podcast that's gonna talk hot about rappers and try to talk tough. If you want that type of shit, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We calling it how we see it, and we kept it 1,000 out this whole episode. Get out of here, FN. You getting me tight now.
Right. The Drake defenders got muted at the top of the episode.
Bro,
what do you want, bro?
A whole mute, Mace. We was on the sidelines waiting for the ball.
For like 10 minutes, bro.
I was like, hit me.
Put him in the penalty box.
Nah,
but I just wanted to add that it's crazy to me because like when Kendrick wanted to put out the Not Like Us video and do the pop out, like everybody was like, oh my God, this guy Kendrick, he's dragging it. All right. It's really Drake that's dragging it at this point.
Whole time, bro.
Nobody else is talking about it. You know what I mean? With all the IG stories, the round twos, you know what I mean? It's summer vibes now. You know what I mean? And like now this, like fucking muttering under your breath at an
NBA player
to a made up.
One of the most calm and collected ones too.
Bro,
Derozan be cooling them motherfucker.
Because to me, and he making it something else. Because if I'm not mistaken, Derozan is a gang member. You know what I mean? Or he's affiliated. And I seen in the chat that Top 5 was trying to get crazy with Westbrook, who is also a known affiliate, who has a known affiliation. Like y'all gotta just keep it rap. Like you going like Aubrey specifically is taking it somewhere else. Because then I seen messages that got posted over the weekend where some of the homies out west is feeling some type of way about Aubrey's antics. And it's like, you're gonna get niggas hurt doing this stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough boxing videos you could drop, Aubrey, to make niggas believe you tough. Are you prepared for? Because again, we know about the West Coast. As New Yorkers specifically, we know about the West Coast. It's all good until you out there. Niggas don't care how rich you are, how famous you are. If you out in the open, they gonna catch you, bro. And are you sure are you trying to make it that? Nobody needs to go to Canada to be successful in business, bro. No, this is. And I want to be clear. I'm not bashing Canada or Toronto at all. But as far as the economic levels go, you got to get New York, you got to get LA, you got to get Chicago, you got to get Miami, Atlanta, Houston. DC. Then you can go overseas. Yeah. You don't necessarily need Canada to do. You can have a whole world tour and not touch no part of Canada and make money, bro.
It's a different country, bro.
Drake got to come to LA to do business. He gonna have to tour again. He's gonna have to go to LA because that's gonna be a very expensive tour stop. Are you prepared for whatever it could be? If you keep fanning that flame?
And Jav, I know you said you don't want us to psychoanalyze, but I can't help it, bro. I gotta psychoanalyze.
Say no more.
When it comes to Drake, the theme that keeps coming up to me as a fan is that for somebody who, when they dropped, they came out, it was very much no new friends. It was very much, you know what I mean? We from the six, we on our own timing. It seems like he really thought these guys was his friend. You know what I'm saying? All of these people that he met in the industry along the way, the people that he might have broke bread with, he might have had love, he might have partied with, he might have, you know what I mean, had deep conversations with. But these are all your co-workers. Now, one day you might become, best friends with your co-workers. You're looking at it right now, brother. But at the end of the day, these are your co-workers, and I don't think, to me, even at his advanced age, like you said, Joe, something about the lack of street knowledge seems like he never got to the point. He's only realizing now that these people were industry friends, that these people were co-workers, and I think that's holding him back. You know what I'm saying? If he just said fuck everybody, like he made it seem he was about to do, just say fuck everybody, get back with his Toronto crew and lock in. You know what I mean? That'd be one thing, but it seemed like he's extra hurt by all these niggas that's really not your friend, bro. And the worst part of it is it seems like they could care less about not being your friend anymore.
But again, he's moving like an industry rookie. How much of our favorite rap niggas have quote in real life industry friends. It ain't too many.
It ain't, man.
Even Hove still running around with Tata, and he got a couple of niggas he cool with. But Hove in a circle is what Lenny S, Tata, and a few others. Emery, who came home not too long ago. It ain't OG1. That's who I was forgetting. Thank you, Mace. Like it ain't. He's not running around. And even when he before Puff hit the fan, Puff would be at the Rock Nation brunch and do all them the known like pop out events for the famous niggas. But if you see a random paparazzi photo with Jay-Z, he's not with Puff. He's with his niggas.
Right.
He's not even with Bleak.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He with his niggas. Same thing for name a rapper. Same thing for Kenny. Kenny be with his cousin, or Kenny be Dolo with his security. Like you bringing all these people in, you moving like a nigga who didn't have friends.
Yale.
All right, to this day. And thing is, and murder one of the most sanctioned niggas in New York. So of course he's gonna be okay with 50. It ain't like man, Murder probably have to pay his dues to get that look. You know what I mean? So it's like moving like that with industry friends is strange to me. But it's like Drake, he don't again, I joke about it. But you grew up how you grew up. You've been on TV almost your whole life. You didn't have a shape up. You didn't have certain life experiences. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you ain't have friends like that. Maybe he's always been an awkward nigga. So he don't even know how to read the signs of people are not your friends like that. Now you got me psychoanalyzing.
Listen, man. Why not?
And while we're here, while we're talking about Hove and 50 Cent and all these other people and how they move, I think that's for me that's my ultimate point, because like Mason Dini are saying like, well, we already know Drake to be kind of lame, kind of goofy, and do goofy shit. You know what I mean? All right, that's true, but you're comparing Drake just to Drake and past instances of Drake. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, if we're talking about like a GOAT of the culture, and he's doing this kind of goofy shit, and we look at Hove, he don't do goofy shit like this. We look at 50, he's not doing shit like this. We look at Nas, he don't do no shit like this. Kenny, we wouldn't catch him dead doing goofy shit like this. You know what I mean? So that's I think my ultimate point, and probably Jobs too, is like, look at the rest of the landscape. You know what I mean? Look at all the other GOATs that you're being compared to. You know what I mean? And act accordingly. Don't act like
shit. Can I take it a step further real quick, Sin?
Like a fucking 13-year-old girl, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Niggas talk bad about Fabulous, but them Street Fam niggas used to rob NBA niggas. I think he got Sebastian Hoff allegedly.
Yeah, man.
So it's like there's no rappers who do shit. Not stand courtside and stare at the nigga play. Come on, man. Come on. And y'all talk bad. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all be fronting on Loso, but Loso one of the most active niggas ever when it comes to being outside. So it's like, bro, just go make some records. Go. Honestly, I think we might. I'm not a Drake fan. Let's be clear. But if he's this mad, there might be some hope for the music. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. The fact that he's angry is a good thing, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I got another person here to shout out, because this is weird. He's a regular viewer, but life. Chat. Actually, I'm gonna get this one to the chat. Can y'all let Life the Poet know what we said 2-3 weeks ago about Kendrick doing that interview? Man. Please. We didn't sanction it. In fact, we got in trouble for not sanctioning it.
We spent like 2 episodes.
Okay.
Facts.
Talking about it.
Okay.
So go back and do the knowledge, man.
Do the knowledge.
Harper's Bizarre.
Then the new thing comes out that 2T's reports that Aubrey and Future are cool again, but then Academics comes out and says that is not accurate. I'm a little conflicted on who to believe in the situation. I want to lean more towards Academics, because Ac would know all things considered. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like 2T's randomly just pulling this out of his pocket just seems weird to me. Macito, I'm going to ask you first, but before we do that, we got 502 in here right now. Everybody hit that like button.
Appreciate
Run the comments up. We need 350 likes in every video. Stop what you're doing and hit that like button right now. And if you haven't subscribed by now, please do that. Macito, with this story, have they made amends? Is there traction towards making amends? Where are we at with this situation?
Listen, shouts to 2T's, you know what I mean? One of the legends of the game, but I gotta say, I gotta call cap on it. I don't think it happened.
Okay.
after Act is plugged in, you know what I mean? Like directly with Drake. I don't think Two T's is really directly plugged into Drake or Future. You know what I mean? Just by from what I've heard. Um, Even Justin Hunt, you know what I mean? Shouts to the company man. He
Yes,
came out
sir.
and said that his sources was said the same thing that academic sources said. I know Hunt Justin is located out in the West Coast. He might have some ties out there. So if this was DJ Head that came out and said something about Kendrick, or if this was, you know what I mean, if it was somebody that was right, if Two T's came out and said something about Jay-Z, like when he said the Super Bowl thing, I was apt to believe directly what he said because I know he got that direct line right now. So I don't believe it, and I'm a little upset. You know what I mean? Two T's got me hyped. You know what I mean? I thought we was out of the doghouse, bro. I thought Super Future was coming to save the boy, man. You know what
Facts.
I mean? Like I was ready to run
Facts.
to Atlanta to get the check balance, nigga. So listen,
Oh, you crazy.
personally, I I I I don't believe. I believe Act. I don't think it happened. I think Two T's might have maybe got some, because there was talks about whether Drake and Metro had squashed things so that they could pull up on 21's party together. There was a lot of talk about that type of situation, but nah, man. I'm a little upset. I'm hoping that Two T's maybe he heard something that's coming along down the way. Because me personally, I need this. I need them to get back together, man. I need that to happen. So I think Two T's was a little mistaken. Act quickly debunked it, and I feel like Act probably went straight to the source with it. You know how he is. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, right now, no peace for Drake, man. Future is still running with the Weekend in them, bro. Sorry.
What say
I don't
you,
know.
Sin?
What you think, Dean?
Yeah, Dean.
Yo,
In,
you
bro.
seen what I sent? I sent the Denzel Washington when he was Malcolm X when the nigga threw the glasses on the table and banged on the table, man. I was really ready for what a time to be alive too. I thought beautiful things were about to happen. Like between the 21, not 21, between the Thugger posting up that him, Drake, and Future should get back together and do shit. Like when Future reposted that, bro, I was like 75% sold because I'm like, if it's really like on that type of time, he wouldn't even have like shared that. You know what I'm saying? Reposted that. Future's not that type of nigga where he just gonna drop little innuendos. He keep it pretty solid. So I seen that, and then who I think it was Mace that said it, and I was like, yo, like times this is gonna be 2024 has been packed with some gems. Like last year has been pretty dry. 2024 has been packed with a lot of gems. I'm like, if this is a part of the gems after the Kendrick joint, he somehow revitalized the Future. Yes, if you want to call it running back to Atlanta, we can call it that, whatever. But when them two were together making music, man, it was literally a time to be alive. And I thought that was going to be the concoction. I think it's still hope in all of this. There have been the two that hasn't really took any crazy shot at each other. There hasn't been any Leland shots towards Future. We haven't heard anyone call any Navadius and nothing like that. So we should be all right. We should be all right. I just think a conversation needs to be had. I'm sure whatever the thing between them is, I'm sure it's a girl, bro. It's a girl. Maybe it could be like I was talking about Drake trying to buy into tapping all these markets where he gets these extra cuts of money. I'm sure money or women, man, that's usually what it does between brothers. But if they could talk this out, it doesn't sound like there's a hatred there like there is between like him and Ross or him and Metro or anything like that. This sounds salvageable. So I'm here for it, man. I need that music to happen. That's like grade A shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling kind of like you, Dean, but more so. I mean, not from a fan standpoint, but more so like just looking at it for Drake's sake. He is gonna have to, go back to Atlanta to get that check balance because all right, no faces. It made a few waves. It's a step. It's a step in the right direction. But again, like the shooting percentage lately has been putrid, atrocious. So he's gonna to get out of this slump, he's gonna need a string. A string of hits. It can't just be like 1 out of 10. That hits. It's gonna have to be like a put out a 3-pack. With one with Thug, one with Future, maybe another joint with Baby. Maybe try to revitalize Baby's career. Little Baby.
That would be something.
But he's gonna need like like a run, a quick little run, the way he always used to do, to get back in everybody's good graces. Because right now, and again, look, good we forgive everything for good music. You know what I mean? Like
This is
Is it a
true.
fact?
Sadly, this is true.
the game is the
Sheesh.
goofy rapper final boss. You know what I mean? But if he puts out good music, like we fucking with it. Freddie
Right.
Gibbs, the last couple of years been like goof central. But
Ready.
we're gonna talk
With
about
the
it in a second.
tunes. With the tunes.
His music is fire, so we forgive it. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
kind of look the other way. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. When Drake was putting out fire, he was like, all right, yeah, he's goofy, but he's putting out some stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Maybe not me as in maybe not we as in me included, but like everybody else. But right now, like we're not forgiving the goofy shit if you're not, holding up your end of the bargain with good music. You know what I mean?
I mean, FYI, for anyone mentioning Harper's Bazaar right now, that's a 2-week-old story. Please refrain from talking about Harper's Bazaar in this episode. We talked about it. We gave
Twice.
a complete perspective of it. You telling us about the woman being an editor, first black woman. We talked about that. Please go backwards, especially when the conversation has nothing to do with that, guys. Let's stay on topic. That's my new motive for people now, especially when they comment in the chat or in the comment section, bringing up things that we didn't discuss. Stay on topic, guys.
But what about though? But what about?
But like But when it comes to Drake, you made a good point, Sin. The shooter percentage, he's definitely John Starks in '94 against Houston right now with the shooting percentage. You know what I mean? I see Marco saying that Drake is the 2025 Lakers. As a Laker fan, I can't stand for that when he's definitely shooting like John Starks right now. But the situation with 2T's, this is what we were talking about as well, about what Punch said about certain platforms doing goofy shit to where niggas don't necessarily want to fuck with them. Now, 2T's is still getting his interviews. Yes, absolutely. But for that story to come out and then for academics to come right after that and say, nah, that's not accurate, and considering the year 2T's has had when it comes to Drake, it's like, bro, like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be serious journalists? You know what I mean? Do you want to be serious journalist, podcaster guy? Or do you want to be Star from Star and Buckwild? Do you want to be a shock jock? Like, to me, if you're Elliot Wilson, you can't be both. You can't be serious shock jock. There's no room for that. And it's like when you do certain things and you get on the Twitter and you throw the subs and you do to this and you do to that, it's like, come on, bro. Come on. Are you a journalist or are you a talking head? You see, at a certain point, Stephen A. stopped being a scribe because he became a talking head. Stephen A. Smith is a shock jock. He can't go back to writing now. He done burned all those bridges, all them sources that he had. Notice when Stephen A. talk about niggas, just go for a quick tangent, he's not talking about no new person in the league. He's always talking about the niggas that played in the 90s, in the early 2000s, when he was a writer. You know what I mean? 2T's number one connect is Jay-Z when it comes to that. He could go to hole for anything. Mm-hmm. But the more he gets into the antic bag, the less access he will have to rappers because niggas do have relationships politically. So you doing that when Drake unfollowed you on Instagram and whatever, called you a rat and this and that, and you reporting this type of situation, and you do it around the same time that the Young Thug news comes out where Thug is coming home after the Thug tweet from a couple weeks ago, it looks kind of cloudy. It looks like you just trying to trend, be a shock jock, get niggas talking again. You know what I mean? Or be first, because sometimes being first is more important than being accurate. Mm-hmm. So this is messy for me. Like if Ak is reporting it, I feel like considering Ak done got everything right with this whole thing, I gotta lean with Ak on this. Yeah. And this is a bad look for 2T's, because where did you get that from? Did you make it up? Who was your source? Not to say you gotta reveal it, but I hope you had a source, because if you made that up, you making punch look accurate again.
Right, Joel. I didn't even think about that's so right. The punch aspect of it, the journalism aspect of it, the fact that, like you said, people like academics who people will openly say, I don't respect academics, but he's been right on the money here. Even people like Maul, who's not a journalist, he's just, he's a potter like us, you know what I mean? Who got friends in the industry. He even has been reporting accurate information. They ripped him for the Super Bowl thing, only for Steve Stout to come out and say, yeah, it's the truth. You know what I mean? So for people who aren't in the journalism level that 2T's is and aren't respected as he is for having those for those type of things to not be debunked, but for Elliot Wilson to be getting debunked left and right, it looks crazy. You know what I mean? It looks super crazy. Now, to the Future and Drake of it all, I find it very interesting because Drake usually, this is a weird spot for Drake to be in because he loves this whole reconciliation thing, right?
Yep.
He did it with Meek Mill, he did it with Tory Lanez, he did it with somebody else, but he always kind of does it when he's in the position of power, right? When Meek was having the jail shit, that's when he got back with Meek. When Tory was trying to make his solo career go forward, that's when he finally reconciled with Tory. So it's for Drake to be the one who's waiting for somebody to reconcile with him is an interesting spot in 2024. I'm not gonna lie because I get what everybody's saying. I get because it is true. Drake done gave Future mad number ones. That's the truth. But Future just got 3 number ones this year without Drake. So if it's any reason for Future to feel like I'm good without him, this is the year to do it.
Right
so
now.
It's very interesting. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was hoping it was the truth. You know what I mean? Not that Future and Drake even need to make any music right now, but Future is almost like you got to look at Future. His aura in the game right now is very to me like pre-retirement Jay-Z, where it's like everybody respects this nigga, everybody want to do music with this nigga. And if you look at Atlanta as the 2024 proxy for what NYC might have been in 04, he's the godfather of that area. So I think the aura of Future and just for the whole Atlanta to be not thinking that Future doesn't like Drake would be good for Drake in general. You know what I mean?
And then considering what happened with Leland and that whole story about the SA, what better time than now for Future to move away from Leland for a bit while he cleans that up and make amends with the nigga that he made magic with every time they get together. We'll see though. You know, as of right now, we don't know. We can only speculate, but I don't think we need to recklessly speculate because you know niggas don't. It's another thing. I'm gonna start getting graphics and headers so people can know when we're recklessly speculating. Because when we speculate, niggas be thinking we'd be dead serious, and the whole time it's just reckless speculation. So I'm gonna work on some things for the show to spruce it up. We're gonna do the warning before each episode and the different headers and shit, so niggas know what's going on. Again, hit the like button, run the likes up, hit the subscribe option, lock in with us. Do that.
Just for the record, because I don't think I gave my actual take on this, but it pains me to say, but I'm believing act on this because I just like again the way Elliot is right now in the landscape of things, I just don't see how he has the connection to get that information. You know?
Right. So staying in the South, well, you know, Young Money, Cash Money affiliates, Weezyana happens this past weekend. Big show. A lot of people got to talk. You know that was going to be a hotbed for Twitter. Some people felt like this was Lil Wayne's performance to show that this is what the Super Bowl could have looked like. We had the Hot Boy reunions. We had Wayne doing what Wayne does in front of Wayne's people, right? Well, the talking point that came out of it was, would this make Jay-Z, the NFL, and Rock Nation look funny in the light for not choosing Lil Wayne to perform at the halftime of the Super Bowl in New Orleans? So, say the rap snob, you got to see, I don't know if you watched the whole thing or you saw clips of it, but
I saw it, no.
Where are you at now post Weezyana with Lil Wayne not being a part of the Super Bowl?
Thank you, Hove.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you. Wow, New York hating again.
Man.
Wow,
you made the right decision, man. Not that there was even a doubt for me, honestly, but like I guess other people had to see. Cool. Look, let me start off by like give it a little credit. Give it a couple flowers. It was a decent performance. It was a good performance for Wayne standards. It was a good performance. He was able to remember his lyrics. You know what I mean? I guess if you know what I mean, if you want to set the bar that low to where you know what I mean, because I've seen people on online on Twitter be like, "Yo, I remember all his lyrics. He gave a good performance." Like that's the bar. That's the bar for a good performance. Just remembering your lyrics. That's a low fucking bar, bro. You know what I mean? He was still doing his Wayne thing, kind of like incoherently, yelling and screaming into trying to hit notes that he has no business trying to hit. It was an all right performance. Was it Super Bowl worthy? Like, am I looking at this show like, oh man, I wish he would have done this at the Super Bowl? Like everybody was right. You know what I mean? It should have been Wayne's show, and it was quote unquote ripped away from him. Okay. No, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as you know what I mean? It was a good show for a Wayne show. That's how I looked at it. Was it Super Bowl worthy? Not at all. Not to me.
Mesito, this is your guy.
I feel like y'all just set me up. I should have just sat this week out, man. Like just having to trash my
Your
favorite
rappers.
niggas, man. Like this
That's
is
your
crazy.
guy.
Like my boy screaming at Demar Derozan under his breath, and now Lil Weezy is fucking embarrassing the fuck out. Listen, man, understatement. Funny in the light is an understatement, y'all. This performance, if Wayne went to Super Bowl next February, March, whatever, and did this, Jay-Z would have been summarily fired by Roger Goodell. Maybe he would have withheld this year's paycheck for that halftime performance. There's no way that is not Super Bowl worthy. That's not Grammy worthy. That's not like award performance worthy. I'm happy that Wayne got his just due. I'm glad that he got to perform in front of his people. I'm glad they finally got the Hot Boys to get back together. Because if you remember, the last time they were supposed to get with each other, they was cursing each other out 20 minutes before the performance. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad they finally, you know what I mean? I'm finally glad that this happened. I didn't see Birdman there. Maybe that was the reason. But this ain't it, bro. Like this. For all the people that came out, me included, and said that Wayne deserved the shot, that Wayne should have been the person, this was a very sobering look at what Lil Wayne is in 2024. Jav, you mentioned that nobody had even said, way back when everything happened, you mentioned that he had performances that weren't even sold out in his city. And to be honest, I see why. Lil Wayne is not a primetime performer anymore. Sin said, the man remembering his lyrics is you know, a badge of honor. So like, is he about to go out there and give a performance like the dude who just had the second highest selling hip hop tour of all time? A dude that's in his physical prime that hasn't wasted himself away with drugs for the last 25 years. Like, I love Wayne, bro. Wayne is in my top 5. He's the rapper. You know, we all got that age where it's the most important age, and that's your favorite rapper when you're that age. Wayne was that for me. I can spit Wayne bars verse for verse right now, shit that wasn't even unreleased. But this proved to me that Lil Wayne is like one of those legacy acts that needs to go, like, you know, like when they do like those tours and they do like the 20 old timers on a tour, they give them like 15 minutes a run. That's what Wayne is looking like right now, bro. This look bad, my boy. This look real bad.
Wow, I'm surprised you saying that, because honestly, you know, just based on the temperature check on the net, a lot of people were complimentary of the performance. They were complimentary while also saying we could see why he wouldn't be the Super Bowl. But for you to say it was bad is actually surprising.
They be treating Wayne like a Make-A-Wish kid, y'all. I don't know what it is, bro. I love Wayne too, but they really be doing that with Wayne. I'm like, come on now.
Damn. You was about to say something?
Yeah, no. Can I give my take on that?
Sure.
That's been the thing with Wayne his entire career. You know what I mean? Like, like, he getting credit for doing shit when the bar is like in the basement, bro. Like that's literally been the story of his entire career. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like. He's benefiting. He benefited by blowing up in an era coming straight out of the, you know, the snap music and the ringtone.
Come on, era. Sid, don't do that to Wayne.
Wayne,
don't do that. Sid. Wayne was popping since day one, bro. At least for people of myself and Dean's age, we loved Wayne from day one.
Carter, I mean, he had some attention on him. It wasn't the Carter.
I love
it. Carter 3. Listen,
you're right.
We've talked about it here. You know what I mean? The moment that he started saying, "I'm the best rapper alive," like over and over in basically every other song, to the point where people started believing him. You know what I mean? And then doing it by jacking New York style. You know what I mean? And reminding people what, you know, that this thing was built off of bars coming out of the ringtone era and the snap music era. You know what I mean? But just doing a style that was originated in New York and you jacking the style, this has been like, he's always benefited from a low bar, bro. He always has.
You know what? I can't argue that, because I just want to make it clear. When the Hot Boys first came out, Juvie, all them niggas. I love Wayne. First album, The Block Is Hot. Love that first album. Love the singles. I always had love for Wayne. I didn't get funny with Wayne until niggas started trying to tell me that he was the best rapper alive. That's when it was like, oh, time out. Wait, when did this happen? Then the Gilly shit that that me and Mason argued about countless times. You know what I mean? When he was running around with Dipset, and when he was at one point he was looking like a Clips member. Then he was running around with the Dipset. And he was wearing the BB belts, doing the whole rock star shit that he got from Dipset. Him and Jewels was kind of on a similar trajectory. And then to this day, I'll never understand what the fuck happened to Jewels. Like what? Because for a second, when we first, this is the truth. Young people might not know it, but when they first announced "I Can't Feel My Face," Jewel Santana was the A side of that project.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time Wayne was out of here, we're not taking nothing away from Wayne. That album was not even a thought anymore. You know what I'm saying? Wayne did what he was supposed to do. He got classic songs, but I always took issue with people, and because I didn't know we was gonna end up here. But I always took issue with people talking about bars with lyricists and Wayne, and then saying, oh, this punchline's fire, this punchline's fire, but then when the New York niggas get into the conversation, they'll tell us that lyrics don't matter, while simultaneously telling us that Wayne is the best rapper alive because he got the best punchlines. It was always like a weird position to be in as a New York nigga. Because it's like, as soon as we start talking about bars, oh, fuck out of here, niggas don't care about lyrics. But the minute Wayne come into the conversation, he the best rapper alive. He got all the best features. And then when they tell you how much times he kicked it like Luke King, how much times he was a shit like a toilet, the lasagna bar. And so now, so I used to be like, does bars matter? Do they not matter? Or only matters when it's not New York niggas? All right, cool. So At a certain point, Wayne did get the love. The Make-A-Wish shit is kind of harsh because he did put the work in. So I can't co-sign it. But I can see the argument made. Is all
the Make-A-Wish shit is brutal.
That's very disrespectful.
Diabolical.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? And again, like Dre saying Wayne cooked him. Yo, see, y'all not listening to what I'm saying. I didn't say that Jewels was better than Lil Wayne. What I'm saying is when they announced the mixtape, the more popular solo act at the time, right before Wayne was out of here, was Jewels. Jewels had went platinum. He was a top tier feature. He was popping. There was the two young niggas on similar trajectories. Remember, Jewels had stayed with Def Jam when the rest of Dipset went over the Koch. Jewels was in position to do major things, and to this day, we still don't know what happened. And when we're gonna find out what happened with Def Jam, Nori cut him off on Drink Champs, and to this day, we'll never find out. But Dini, your thoughts on Lil Wayne, Lil Weezyana?
I'm gonna keep it a beam. I really like the performance. Strangely, I thought it was dope. I thought it was fire seeing all the hot boys there. I thought that was dope. The synergy, I'm a nigga that I love some nostalgia, so I love the whole fact the crew, for whatever reason, their issues, they put all that to the side. They got together. We had Cash Money Millionaires, Juvie, BG, Turk, and Weezy. Everyone looked active, happy, healthy, and genuinely just excited to be on the stage. And I thought that was fire. Now, what I say to this, for all the niggas that love Lil Wayne, I'm not seeing much difference from when like everyone was saying this nigga was. I'm not. So my thing is, hold on. So my thing is this: if he's in the same boat now that he was in then, when everybody was like jacking this kid crazy, like in what way has he slowed up? Is he not as great as a lyricism anymore? Is he not a great stage performer? What is different from 08 to now? What is he not doing now?
How did this turn into a Lil Wayne slander? Time out.
That's
talking about the Super Bowl. Wait,
it's just I just don't. A lot of people have been cooking, and I'm like, I don't see them from the time I loved him to today, outside of his hair being blonde.
No,
what's the difference?
We're here now. We're here.
Wayne,
I was looking at this show. I was like, I do not see a GOAT. I have, and I don't even see that. Now and then.
They
wild, man. Wayne was
it's not wild. Yo, much respect, much. I see exactly what I saw 15 years ago, and now you're telling me, Mace, that 15 years ago was washed. And I'm like, I'm seeing the same thing. What is the difference between 08 and now? Is he rapping better, worse now? Is he performing worse now?
Come on, we could not like Wayne's music, but what we're not gonna do is take the stripes off. He earned
I'm
the
not taking the stripes
just
away. I'm asking
did.
a dead serious and give him all the props you want to give him. I'm
It's-
asking you,
it's-
what's the difference between then and now?
It's the things I mentioned, Dean. It's like John said, the music is the music. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But
Had some dope
if you
verses in
watching
2024.
you watching somebody whose breath control is off. You watching somebody who's getting easily fatigued. You watching somebody who you're scared if like he remembered him, but we was scared if he was going to miss the lyrics. Like there's clear
The
age and
teleprompter
drug
remembered
related
him.
things
Yeah,
that keep him from being a top tier
Oh,
How long
performer.
is the
That's
Super,
what we
how
talk
long
about.
is the
Is
Super Bowl
performer.
performance though? How
You know
long
what
is
I
the
mean?
Super Bowl performance? Like 10, 15 minutes? You don't think Wayne can go up there for 10, 15 minutes, get some background dancers in the back? It just that's what I'm just saying. Like what from when he was he was the
I
GOAT
don't know.
to now because he lost a little bit of breath control.
I feel like
He's also
that
older,
if we
and he's
talking
had habits. We got to be fair here, bro.
right, and if we talking about 20 years ago when the Super Bowl was bringing up 50-year-old rock bands and dudes with beer guts, it would have fit in that era. But Jay-Z with the people he's picked, is a certain standard
transition.
there. You know what I mean? People that's at the top of that field, especially performance wise. I remember Rihanna getting a little bit ripped because she wasn't at the top of, what I mean? She had just had the baby. She wasn't at the best she could be
Rihanna was
performance
pregnant
wise.
on the stage, just
Right.
walking.
So, you know what I mean?
go.
And people complained about it still. They could care less, you know what I mean? So I feel like the bar is set very high, and Kendrick is known as a notoriously great performer. Everybody who you know in your life who ever been to a Kendrick performance will
send it
tell
over
you,
here.
Cook Jaw.
Send it over here.
No
And
question.
you know what? Because we've talked about everything. Maybe we mentioned it in the past, but I don't remember. We talked about a lot of rap. But we got to call it what it is with Kenny, too. Kenny, not Kenny the rapper, but the NFL and Rock Nation saw an opportunity with Kendrick Lamar. As business people, like, why wouldn't they pick Kendrick? You know what I'm saying? He at the moment of the decision, he was the hottest thing in the world. Not just rap. Charts-wise, all that. Like, what are we doing? Of course it's Kendrick. So, like, if they don't pick Wayne, it's not because they don't think Wayne can perform. It's because business-wise, why are we taking that guy over there who at the moment of this recording, not all time, please listen carefully. At the moment of this recording, Kendrick Lamar is the more transcendent superstar than Lil Wayne. And at the superstar level, that is the Super Bowl stage, you need that. Usher's at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, he had a residency there. Residencies ain't for Joe Nobodies. Residencies are for all-time greats. Mm-hmm. Rihanna's an all-time great. When he was in LA, look at the stage performance. It was nothing. It was a masterclass of all-time greats. So at the moment in time, I thought it would be Wayne because Wayne, in my opinion, whether we like the music or not, is an all-time great. But then we didn't anticipate Kenny doing it. If Kenny had no beef for Drake, we got to call it what it is. If there was no Drake beef, there was no music, he wouldn't get the spot. It would have been Wayne. It would have been Wayne.
Hopefully he just shows the love and brings them out, though. I think that would be a game changer. You know what I'm saying? That would be great for Kendrick.
And I want to highlight, because the thing is like, I love the chat. We always argue, but I love to highlight the stupid, because it's like I got an issue with it, right? So Bryce Risher is the stupid person of today's stream. First, he says, when are y'all going to talk about Kendrick's inconsistencies with dropping music? We've only argued about that hundreds of times on this podcast. We should almost make a Dini versus Sin compilation about the amount of times Dini is mentioned 5 years. Then Bryce follows it up and says, you take Kendrick catalog away, nobody cares. So, Bryce, what you're saying to me is, if you take an artist's music away, nobody cares? Huh? What?
Yo,
take a rapper's music, right? And then he says Kendrick Lamar is not a superstar.
We can't. Right. We can't.
Right. This is out of line, brother.
You trolling, Bryce?
Shimon, brother.
Tell the truth, Bryce. You trolling? You got to be trolling. You know what I mean? But this Wayne, I didn't expect the Wayne slander from you guys tonight. I expected it from Sim, but not the kind of slander that we got. And then we have RG. RG is not stupid, but he annoyed me. Y'all wasted a whole half hour on Aubrey's antics. Come on, y'all. Better than this. So, Mr. Jeter, I haven't seen you in the chat a lot recently. I'm going to take you back to something that I said on one of the last A studios that we talked about, right? And I said, when you come into our chat or our live streams or our show, and you see a certain number of people live viewing, and you see the amount of messages that are flowing through while we're talking, before you type that comment that asks, why are you guys talking about this? Please read the room, right? There's 510 people watching right now. There's 510 people engaged. I've never seen Bryce richer a day in my life. Well, however he feels about Kendrick, whether I think he's ridiculous or not, he's engaged with the content. So before you ask why and then say we're better than that, so should we listen to you or the 506 people now watching, the potentially 6,000 or 7,000 views we'll have on this video? Should we listen to you or them? When Aisha's in here or Alicia Pardom's in here every week, LP's in here every week, niggas is locked in. Dre 7 in here telling us off right now because he don't agree, but he's locked in. Come on, Penelope said, like, read the room before you start asking us why we're talking about certain things. They like the conversation. We like the engagement. FN, I told FN off a few hours ago. He's still here. We're engaged. Okay. But so unanimously, chat thumbs up or thumbs down. Did Rock Nation get it right? Thumbs up. Or did Rock Nation get it wrong? Thumbs down. In fact, I'll put up a poll. In the meantime, fellas, thumbs up or thumbs down for the panel. Did Rock Nation get it right or get it wrong? Not giving Lil Wayne that spot. All right. It's unanimous.
He got it right, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe Dean is so torn about this.
I am. I just for the nostalgic purposes. I feel like, and mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of this nigga, but you know, like, say what you want about the nigga, bro. He's put in a lot of work. It's like 26 years of work, 27 years of work. Say what you want.
You wanted Wayne on that Super Bowl stage yelling incoherently, thrusting his like a drunk uncle at
12 to 15 minutes. If that nigga can't be coherent for 12 to 15 minutes, I mean, I can't tell you. I just feel like he would have been able to do that. I still think Kendrick should bring him out. I just think for what he means to like, when you think of, like I said, you think a lot of places, you think of so many people. I just feel like when you think of Wayne, you think of Weezyana, I think of Lil Wayne, bro. Like, I think of Baton Rouge, I think of like him and Boosie. No funny shit. Like, as far as like individuals. So to be there, I don't know. I feel like he should get a little bit of that love, man. And this is a nigga that I don't really fuck with like that. Still, just from the work aspect.
I still think he gets that love at the Super Bowl. I don't think
I hope so.
passes without him being on that stage. But then how does that impact Wayne and Drake's relationship?
Right. And does Kendrick feel a way about, because we seen during the Wayne performance, if y'all seen the clip, he said it got ripped away from me. He's still not giving Kendrick any type of grace for being the one who got the spot. You know what I mean? So at what point is Kendrick going to just be like, yo, fuck this nigga, man? Like, so you make a point, Dean, but
I don't know what kind of Kool-Aid they be drinking over at Young Money, bro. Like, them motherfuckers is delusional. Like, all of them. They're all delusional, bro.
Grape.
I mean, greatness. You got to be a little delusional to be as great as they are, and they feel. Come on, Sen.
It's a lot.
You're taking too much points off now, man. You got me defending Wayne.
Drake believes his own delusions of toughness. Like,
Wayne spin back game.
Like, he believes that the Super Bowl was really his and was ripped away. The shit was never his, bro. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Right.
And we can't even get into the Nicki delusions. Like, it's crazy.
Damn, we not doing that. I don't need the I'm a Barbie, and I don't need the Barbies on my head right now. I'm cool. You know what I mean? But let's get into this album talk. First, Freddie Gibbs. We're not talking about the Westside EP. You know, we're talking about the full-length bodies of work that dropped on Friday. Yes, we have Freddie Gibbs, You Only Die Once. And then we have Westside Gunn, Still Praying, 2 fire bodies of work that dropped. Earlier in the week, we got a project from Tyler, the Creator, that was also fire. Like I've been saying a lot, and we've been saying it as a podcast as well. We are eating good in the second half of 2024. The third quarter into the fourth quarter has delivered time after. It's a lot of album of the year candidates dropping recently. Since the raps now, we'll start off with the Freddie Gibbs project. What are your thoughts following up after So Separately? He comes with You Only Die Once.
My thoughts? My first thought is that we have to have a conversation, man. Because maybe Dini was on to something. we're trying to replace J. Cole in the top 3 after that debacle. And a lot of people, including people at this table, want to put Tyler the Creator up there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, Freddie Gibbs, bro.
Are you saying it's time for us to have a serious conversation about that big 3?
We have to talk about Freddie Gibbs's possibility into moving into the big 3. If we move Cole out, if we move somebody out, it's going to be Cole. I don't think it's a lock for Tyler. I don't. And you know what I mean? Some people will say Future. I think we got to talk about this Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs is on a fucking run, bro.
Damn.
On an immaculate run. So let me just start off by saying this. This is a great project. This is a fire project. But the fact that it's coming after So Separately, Alfredo, Bandana, Pinata, like this is the 5th in that run. That's an impeccable run. He hasn't missed in that run. And when you look at this body of work and compare it to those bodies of work, like he set the bar. We just talked about setting the bar low. He set the bar so high that I'm looking at this project and I'm like, yo, this project is fire, but is it better than Alfredo? Is it better than So Separately? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to give it a little bit more time. But straight out the gate, the intro, Statics, Cosmo Freestyle, Wolverine, into Brick Fees, into Rabbit Island, into It's Your Anniversary. That's a straight 6 shots right there, right out the gate, into that interlude that was kind of like the halfway point. If I'm gonna, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna compare it, I think the first half is stronger than the second half. You know what I mean? It closes strong too, with Origami and On the Set. I love On the Set. That was the first joint that he released with the video. The video hit. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm a sucker for any video that has like that one shot aesthetic. You know what I mean? You know, the continuous shot. So I dug the video. The song was fire. And this is just, he can't miss right now, bro. Like it's crazy. Freddie cannot miss. If there's one detraction that I have, there's one minor gripe, is that I think the production is excellent, but it's not. I don't feel like it's interesting enough. You know what I mean? That's where I think like the Alfredos and Bandanas and even So Separately had a leg up over this project, where like there was more. But even the projects that just had one producer at the helm, there was still more variety in the production. I think the production here was really, really good, but a little bit one note, to where at times it teetered on getting generic. So that was my gripe. But all in all, it's kind of a minor gripe. This is a fire project, man.
Okay. I can't necessarily agree that Freddie Gibbs belongs in that 3, only because he has the bodies of work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think as far as like consecutives, what is it? What was it? It was Bandana, Alfredo.
It was
Soul
Pinata.
Separately.
Yeah.
Pinata's in there as well.
Yeah.
As far as a 5 consecutive albums where there's not too much drop off, I can see your argument. I think that I gotta disagree, because part of being the big 3 is not just being a good rapper. It's about having that universal acclaim and that reach. The big 3 is usually for niggas who like teeter that line between mainstream appeal and lyrical and creative dexterity. And I don't think he has the appeal enough to be in that big 3 argument. That's why I'm looking at Tyler. Tyler, 300K first weekend he rapping. That's big 3 material. You know what I mean? But as far as this project goes, you know, and I thought it to myself, I said, I'm trying to not do the thing where you compare it to the last one that you really liked a lot. But it's hard as a human being to not compare. We naturally, we're going to compare. Right. You know, So Separately, that's my personal favorite Freddie joint. To me, I know the joint says a little more drumless. That's more your bag. But I felt like Freddie found something sonically with So Separately, where he went in a more of a storytelling, cinematic route with the sonics. And it was real. He still gave you the things that you like, but the beat and the depth of everything, it just hit for me. I loved it, you know? And I think he tried to follow that up. To me, like, You Only Die Once, to me, is like a direct sequel, I would say.
Yeah.
I think I almost want to say it picks up right where So Certainly left off in a lot of ways. And when it comes to the rapping, bro, this guy's good. I've come around on him. Granted, his flow, I'd like to see a little more versatility, but he's one of the few guys who doesn't have too many flow switches, but it doesn't sound monotonous because he found his beat selection and the way he puts his songs together, it works without boring you. I got to give the credit where it's due. I really love this project, bro. And I played it and I waited to play it because I was like, I'm saving this shit for the cars. Some niggas, I put it in the Beats headphones because we got to talk about it. But I'm like, I got time. We're not talking about it until Monday. This album deserves the car look. I played it driving to work and back. And it's just like, yo, this nigga here, B. Because that's why I'm not like really like voracious about it when you say big three, because I can see it. Because I had a hard time thinking about it. Who got 5? Who has 5 straight right now in the league right now, like Gibbs has? It's an argument to be made that you just made where you could say on creativity alone, nobody got 5 like him. This project right here on the set to end it all. Yo, like the only gripe I have with this project is I felt like sonically it wasn't as dynamic as So Separately. I felt like there was more trips. He took us on more trips with that one as opposed to this one. I felt like he played it safer with this project. Whether he meant to or not, who knows? But this album felt a little more safe.
Yeah, this is where you need like an Alchemist, a Mad, even a DJ Paul to like mix things up, to like elevate it a little bit more, like just go a little bit left or right or center. You know what I mean? Like he kept it pretty centered, and it like, you know what I mean? Again, the production was that good to where, all right, he didn't take too many chances, but it was still excellent. You know what I mean? So you can't be too mad. But a couple of chances here and there, a couple of like left or right turns would have elevated it to, you know what I mean, possibly another, you know what I mean, another album of the year, another classic.
I mean, I'm not even taking it out of that conversation. I'm just on sheer comparison, just thinking about where he left us off with the last project. Yeah, that's it. But if you're talking about just 2024, it's not too many rappers who made a better body of work. Like I'm looking at the list now, I'm trying to catch it back, and it's like Steel Doors is fire to me. Rabbit Island, like yo, even the skits, how he's tying in, and I think that was the same dude who was Jesus on So Separately, how he's tying in to the project. It's like I mean, everybody got their thing, but I love when rappers just don't say, all right, I made 27 songs, I'm gonna pick the best 14 and here's the project. I love like intention with my albums where there's a whole thought involved. It's gonna go here, it's gonna weave here, the skits are gonna go here. This is the story that I'm telling, and it's just like, yo. Yeah. I'm thinking about Benny the Butcher, not to be messy, but it's like Benny got the whole Def Jam rollout. Benny won the beef, he beat him up in the barbecue spot. The whole Freddie Gibbs thing happened. But it's like Freddie Gibbs is showing niggas that I don't even need to fall. Like you can have all of that, I can take all these losses, but when I drop these projects, y'all gotta see about me. Crazy. And I'm really a fan. Freddie Gibbs is making me a fan, y'all. I spent a lot of time dissing Freddie Gibbs on this podcast. I wish Adrian was here to hear me say it. But like Freddie Gibbs is now on the list for me of artists when the rollout starts. I'm in tune. You know what I mean? But Mesito, you back in. You only die once. What are your thoughts?
Good breakdown, fellas. If Jaw got the gold medal and Freddie Gibbs hating, I'm the silver medalist. You know what I mean? So I can't front. Freddie is on point with this one. Freddie, you know, one thing about Freddie, we know about his great discography, right? Pinata, Bandana, all this shit. So Separately. To be honest with y'all, Freddie Gibbs is never an artist that the first listen of an album, it grabs me. I'm gonna be honest with you. It always takes me like, you know what I mean, maybe a month or two to really, you know what I mean, break down the madness. I don't know if it's because of the rhyme style. I don't know if it's because of the skits, but that's always been Freddie Gibbs for me. So for this album to hit the way it did, I was very impressed. Like, Sin, you mentioned a big three situation, and I'm right on the money with Jav there. I think that's more of as much as to do with the music you put out, has as much to do with clout, has as much to do with album sales, the type of hit records you make. So I wouldn't ever even think of Freddie in that type of instance, but we might have to start getting honest about all-time lists. If you want to be honest, Freddie has been putting in work for well over a decade with an immaculate discography. Oh, for some people, he's only gotten better. it can be argued that the last good Kanye album that Freddie Gibbs had the best verse on there. So he's been on a hell of a run, but and this album is kind of culminating in that. Listen, fellas, there hasn't been much for me. Even though we've gotten consistently good music, especially in this latter portion of the year, there's nothing for me that I felt like, and y'all can run the tapes back. I haven't come out and said nothing is my album of the year. Right now, this Freddie Gibbs album is my album of the year. By the time we get to Brick Fees, to Rabbit Island, to It's Your Anniversary, I'm like, this is exactly the type of hip hop I like to hear. Like, I love the Over Underground as much as anybody, and I'm not trying to take no shots, but Jesus, Freddie with the drums, boy, this is what I want to hear. I want to hear the hard raps over the hard drums. I want to hear the old R&B riffs for songs that my parents used to play when I was a kid on Sunday mornings. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of hip hop that real niggas feel, bro. So I was very impressed by this Gibbs album. I kind of disagree with y'all, and it might be, our different tastes in music, but I enjoyed the production on here as much as any Freddie album. I kind of like the consistency of it. I kind of like the conventionality of it. You know what I mean? I don't mind it being, regular sometimes, as long as it's a high level of regular. You know what I mean? So I can't lie. Gibbs has never been an A-tier lyricist to me, but he can rap his ass off. That you cannot deny. You know what I'm saying?
And he stay on topic. It don't be like, how niggas have like one line, then the next line, and the next line, but it's no cohesive point to the verse.
Right.
Like a lot of Rick Ross verses recently. All his shit like is tied in together. You know what I mean?
Which shows his songwriting abilities to me. That's you know what I mean, not just an MC, but an actual songwriter, somebody who, like you say, Job, can stay on topic. That can actually make a song with a topic. That can take you kind of pause on a ride throughout an album, thinking about what he's going to say next, thinking about what the next song is going to be about. So, Gibbs, man, I can't do nothing but give you your flowers here. I was clowning you for 2 years straight, brother. Shout to Adri. She know, you know what I mean? I let her have it every time she come up here about Freddie Gibbs. You know what I mean?
Shouts to Adri. Shouts to Lane, too.
Lane, you know what I mean? The Gibbs, she got Gibbs top 5. You got to give her respect. So I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna say surprised, but I was definitely like happy about this Gibbs project. I won't say I was blown away. You know what I mean? I'm a little too old to, for anything to really be making me feel like that. But this album this is the type of rap that I love. You know what I mean? This is type of shit when I'm describing what hip hop's supposed to sound like. Gibbs is the one making that type of music right now. Very impressive.
And I want to say something before I forget, and I'll pass it to you, Sen. I'm noticing that guys like Tyler, guys like Schoolboy, guys like Gibbs are doing this rap shit at a high level, and we always get stuck on regions. They're making regionless music. It don't sound like no particular part of anywhere. It's just fire music, and I want to give them the credit for that. Go ahead, Sen.
Now, can we just take a moment also to talk about how fire, like, there's a lot of fire songs on here, but It's Your Anniversary particularly.
Bro, like, come on.
Like, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, all right, they flipping the Tony song, cool. But the sub, it's about like some dude that he takes out, and it's his death anniversary. Like, I'm like, bro, the way he flipped this like love song into like the hardest song on the album, I was like, Freddie, you on another level right now, bro.
I need Freddie and 38 to get together. Give me 5 tracks. Freddie Gibbs and 38 Special for all the marbles. Because they're two grim rappers. There's nothing friendly about these guys when you break down the bars. Shit, don't push a T in there. 3 of the grimmest niggas on wax ever, bro. I need to hear that. Long story less long. But let's move on to Westside Gunn. You know what? I got a new rating system. I'm not giving it like classic ratings, but it was the freestyle that 38 and Benny the Butcher did, where Sway looked very happy. Like I never seen Sway smile so much listening to the niggas rap. And I'm gonna make that shit. I'm gonna start putting the graphics on the screen. I'm giving this project like 4 Sways out of 5. That's how much I was smiling. Like I was very pleased with the
4 Sways out of 5 is
4
crazy.
Sways out of 5. You know what I mean? But the Westside Gunn of it all,
I'm with that. Yeah.
I was concerned going into Still Praying. I'm not gonna lie. We keep name dropping Adrian, but I had a brief exchange with Adrian where we both shared our concerns about Westside the artist. Because the EP was cool. You know what I mean? I saw what he was doing. Shout out to Sly Green. Huh?
I saw what Adrian had posted about it. I had a little discussion with her too. I'm like, yo,
yeah, so we was on the same kind of time.
Yeah.
So it's like Sly Green, it seems like it was an ode to Sly. So I could understand that. But the song was it was all right. I'm like, if this is what the project gonna sound like. Then I put on Still Praying, and the first 2 tracks don't even got lyrics on them. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But boy, once the rapping started, Westside, he restored my faith in Westside Gunn. Like whatever thoughts I had about a drop off, or is it over for Griselda as a dominating force? If Wes and you got the DJ drama element, that just to me, I feel like drama always adds something special. To me, he should replace Clue. That when you hear him on a song, it's like, all right, this is going somewhere. That's why I was kind of hyped for the Gangsta Girls with Pusha T. That I guess we're not getting anymore. But it's like that whole equation right there. From track 3 on, even if he didn't make it in the day, he keeps saying he made it in the day. I don't believe him. This might be my favorite project since Side B, bro. No funny shit. I'm really there with this project, bro. Talk to me, Sin.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. We might have to have another conversation about who's really the best in Griselda. You know what I mean? We keep going back and forth. Like, is Benny better than Conway? Is Conway better than Benny? How about neither one of them? Is Westside Gunn? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I've come to the realization that, like, this is really all that I need from Griselda. Like, I keep looking at Conway and Benny to give me something that resembles this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Westside Gunn is giving it to us. Pause. But this is what Westside Gunn is delivering, and he delivers it consistently.
Sin, you the producer here. There were drums on this project.
Shouts to Denny LaFleur, bro, who produced the bulk of this. I already had him listed as one of the flowers that I had to give out for this project, because the production is immaculate. Like, look, so Friday morning, right? Both of these projects dropped, Freddie and Westside Gunn, and like when I always like to listen to music when I'm out and about. I don't necessarily like to stay home and listen to music. So I'll step out and I'm like, all right, which one am I going to throw on first? And I throw on the Westside Gunn, but it was like 80 degrees on Friday. I was like, it's not Westside Gunn degrees outside. It's Freddie Gibbs degrees outside. So I threw on the Freddie, and I was like, I made the right choice, because that Freddie album was so smooth. Like, the production was so lush. It was like, this is perfect for the weather. So then I went out yesterday, and it fucking dropped like 40 degrees in 2 days. I was like, all right, now is Westside Gunn weather outside. And when I threw it on, I'm like, this is exactly what I need right now. So both of these projects gave me exactly what I needed. First, with the Westside Gunn project, all I really need is dirty kick snare. You know what I mean? Kick snare, kick snare. That's it. A soul sample, a piano sample, throw it on top, loop it up, have Westside Gunn give me the hood rich raps along with some wrestling references. Give it a good mix. You know what I mean? Not a super lush mix, but a good enough mix to where it's still dirty, but still, you know what I mean? Knocking through the
raw, basically.
Raw, you know what I mean? That's all I need. That's the formula. That is all I need. You throw in DJ drama into it, perfect. You know what I mean? Makes it sound like a mixtape. You got the cuts and scratches from Static Selector.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The way that the interludes are interwoven. You know what I mean? Even to the point where you had Westside Pootie interrupt. What was it? Underground Kings with Rome Streets. Like put it right in the middle of the song to tell us how broke we are. And
lovely.
Get Rome back in to close out the song.
Shout out to Pootie, man.
Bro. And here's the thing, it's like what I'm looking for from Benny and from Conway is the ability to construct a project in this way. You know what I mean? Like their projects need that level of direction and executive production that Westside does for his project. You know what I mean?
You know what
And
it is,
so,
Sin? You
yeah,
you nailing it. What they lack is they projects like personality. The bars are always gonna be there.
yeah,
But Westside just brings a certain level of cinema and personality to his projects. I guess it's because he's a wrestling fan. He lives the gimmick, so to speak. So it just
yeah,
adds to it.
yeah, yeah. And he understands the theater of it all. You know what I mean? There should always be, and I'm just realizing this right now in the moment. Like my favorite projects have a theatrical element to it. You know what I mean? And Westside Gunn, he understands theater, so he always has that element in his projects from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Fucking Beef Bar, Dr. Britt Baker, Crazy Duran, Runway Pieces, Underground Kings with Rome, Still Praying, the Posse Cut. You know what I mean? Shouts to everybody in Griselda who came out in that. If there's a couple of joints that I wasn't crazy about, Speedy 40, could have done without that. Free Shots was cool, but all in all, like you said, you know what I mean? Like you're saying is the best project since Side A. I might say since Pray for Paris, possibly.
Yo,
It's up
just
there.
pray for Paris.
It's up there.
That's high
It's up there.
praise.
Elmer Fudd just
It's up
welcome
there.
to getting banned. Nigga said sincere sound like he whatever to push the T music banned.
Sheesh, man.
Anyway, pause for saying you nailing it. You right. I think Vlad called me out. That was a technical foul on me. You're absolutely right, Vlad. Dini the Balance, talk to me.
Nah,
What are your
so
thoughts
you're
on the
right though.
project?
Side A was crazy, so maybe since Side A.
I thought it was really good. I don't think I'm as jazzed as you guys are about it, but I think it's really good. You know, to me, eight, everything is 8 Side A for me as far as the pinnacle. That's where everything starts and ends for me. And then we can go on to other joints, Pray for Pads, you could throw Peace Fly God, we could go down. But like this is a really good album. Shout out to Drama. Shout out to Drama for doing this thing. I gotta say, like, it's like Westside almost heard the pod. Maybe you listen to the pod, Westside. Shout out to you if you do. You know, it's like he heard the pod where the last thing he tried, I think was 10, when he tried to kind of get out of his realm a little bit, try to get out of his zone and give us something new, which is dope because as fans, we always request that we get something new from an artist, you know. But this is taking it back to what you're good at, you know, what you're great at, what you're known for. I mean, everything was there. The Gambino as raps, the hustling, the fashionista, like I got everything out of that. Send You're Bugging with Free Shots. I thought Free Shots was fire. It actually may be the most vibed track on the album, but I thought it was fire. The first 2 joints I thought were cool. You know, I like a little bit of Sonics. Paul's Beef Bar, fire. Mac Caster, fire. I know Verdi. That was fire. Duran, Runaway Pieces, Free Shots. The Posse Cut was fire. Underground King was fire. Shout out to Room, Westside Pootie. And I thought, and actually what I did is when I listened to this album, I listened to it right behind, I think it was 11, the shit with with him and the two homies on the cover.
Yeah.
And as a project, listen to them back to back, man, it was really an experience because I really dig the shorter project like a lot. You know, I think I'll listen to that a lot more than I would listen to this. And it's not that it's not fire. It's just it's more of the Westside Gunn I like, but just not at the highest level of what I like from Westside. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just a fiend chasing Side A. You know, but to me, Side A was like gourmet rap. I feel like if you listen to if you want just bars, you could get that. If you want just the production of it all, you could get that. If you like the theatrics, the cinematics of it all, you can get that. You know what I'm saying? It's really good. But you know me, I love Peace Fly Guard more than a lot of people. That album to me is beautiful. You know, but that's just my perspective on it. I think it's fire though. I think it's fire.
Peace
It's
Fly
just
God
not.
is up there too. You're absolutely right.
Yo, bruh, like when that shit, you know what I'm saying, bigger as I look back, I watch him board the bleed. It got me out here
That's the
singing
song
like,
that
come
makes
on,
us
bro.
want fucking Stove to come outside.
I need that and I need that on a project. I need something that makes me stand out here in fucking Midtown Manhattan and fucking sing my heart out type shit. That's maybe what I think I'm missing from the project. But other than that, it's fire. I just know Westside got more in the stove, man. Cook up, man. I love it though. It's dope, but I want a little more.
Macito, your thoughts real quick before we start to wrap it up.
I'll be quick, fellas. I definitely was impressed. The West Side, on not the EP. I'm talking about the joint where he was using the trap beat. He kind of like threw himself off with that one, so I was pleasantly surprised to hear this. Like you mentioned, Finn, as crazy as it sounds, all you really need is West Side out of Griselda. You know what I mean? It's like
Covers a lot of boxes.
there's hard bars and there's hard raps and there's great beats, but something about the world that West Side brings you into. You feel like you right on in Buffalo when you listening to West Side. You know what I mean? It's something you mentioned the theatrics of it all. That's a part of it. It's the artistry as well. You know what I mean? Like West Side is like. He's not the dude that is gonna give you the Rome Streets bars. He's not going, he's not going to give you the fly, stove guy shit. It's gonna be a amalgamation of everything. Deanie, you kind of just said that too. But I'll say this. It hasn't been my favorite album out of the underground barrage that it seems like we've gotten in this last, few months. But this is kind of, the production was best on here for me. You know what I mean? I know I kind of went on a rant, I believe, last week about how I'm ready for Benny and 38 Special to use new beats. But this is kind of, Westside did what I wanted to hear when they're progressing their sound. Not getting away from their honest, what they trying to do, but just giving me something new to hear. Something, you know what I mean? Something different to hear the bars over. So I was impressed by that. I'm never super blown away by a West Side album just because of the lack of bars it can give. But I was impressed with this album. A step up from what I felt West Side what came out last time. Like you said, Dean, I don't think it's Peace Fly God level. I know you mentioned Side A Job. I think Peace Fly God is kind of the pinnacle of West Side these last few years. So it's not quite up to par with that, but listen, man, what you say, Job, the new golden era, you know what I mean? Like West Side adding to it, bro. So I was
gonna get into that. We gotta chop that one as a pod.
Say
I
less.
want to hear y'all opinions on that. You know what I mean?
Say less.
I think we headed in the right direction. I think
Gibbs,
what I want to
West Side on point.
What I want to throw to the table before we wrap is I think this project from West Side shows that as much as Benny and Conway want to do their own things and venture off, I think it's time for us to get either another Griselda project or we got it. Like, guys, we know what y'all want to do, but let Westside curate your albums again. Y'all never sounded any better than when y'all were all under the same Griselda umbrella before the drum work, before the BSF, and nothing against any of those camps. But Benny and Conway sound better when Westside Gunn is somewhere in the ether or curating those projects. Everybody sounds better when West. You ever notice that? Stove sounds better on West Side albums. Rome sounds all world, like out of here on West Side albums.
Bro,
everybody sounds better when they get next to West. You know what I mean? So West, I don't know what send go to the group chat, do something, but get those guys together and let's make it work. Vlad, you made a point. The guys need to connect with 183rd, Bink and Just Blaze. And someone else mentioned it, and I want to throw it to the table before we wrap. But you got to find a way to get Benny and Freddie back on the same page. Fuck drinking and Future. We need Benny and Freddie to get back on the same page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got the super chats to get to. We want to shout out Young Thug as well. He's home, but the parameters of him being home is kind of crazy. We hope that you can maintain 15 years probation is wild, considering the architecture of the deal. That's tough. To me, that's worse than going to jail in a lot of ways. I know that sounds crazy to say, but what I mean is when you're in jail, you know what the rules are. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. You're a famous rapper with 15 years probation. That's a setup to me. Look at what happened to Big Hit. Big Hit had a year being a rapper, and whatever happened, he had to go back and sit. And I feel like they setting Thug up, man.
Yeah, that's a trap.
First and foremost, Rafael Fidelis, before we went on the air, he just wanted to show some love. Says, Drake's too funny. I won't be able to catch it live today. So I just wanted to show y'all love. Since it's my birthday, happy birthday to you, man. Anyways, I'm ready for that album. Have a good week. Yes, sir. We all locked in waiting on that. Melanin Man says Drake is the fattest kitten ever. Yo. Pause, gang. Calling a man a fat kitten is crazy.
What?
I always want to give you your money back. Tyler's the GOAT now, and Westside remains the underground king. Fair enough. Mill Bixby says Drake should have been at being at the Weezyana Fest for the Hot Boys Union. I agree.
Yeah.
Rasa Miyagi, the homie Zig says both sides talking fact, but it's like how corny can he get? He gotta chill. It's nonstop now. Fair enough. Shout out to the homie Zig locking in as always. Top Flight $5 says dude is almost 40 with an identity crisis, cosplaying a mob boss capo Tavato Drizzy. Next, he gonna be part of the Asian Triad Drizzy signed by New Year's. Yo,
Drizzy son.
Hey
Drizzy
yo,
son is crazy.
Simba Leslie Chodo with $70, I guess, from South Africa. Appreciate you, gang. Much love from Cape Town, South Africa. It's 3 a.m. and I'm doing a night shift as a baker. You keep me going. Salute. We appreciate being part of your shift to make your day even easy as possible. Thank you for that.
Facts.
Cam Cobain with the super chat says Drake misses Mentor's big night just to mean mug somebody. That's crazy to me. Thank you, Cam, for putting this.
And we didn't even really get into that, man. Like
facts.
What a layup! It was a layup. Easy Fest.
Nikki wasn't there either, so maybe there's a pass. Maybe we're supposed to be strictly New Orleans. Who knows? Chip Osorio, one of our longtime supporters, says, I don't like when Drake act tough. The stare down of D Rose was lame. Agreed. Noob R says Drake fans don't even know they're not fans of Drake. It's a recipe for almost every song that leads to back to another artist. Who are they really fans of? Wow. Damn. Mace, no comment, Mace? All right, cool. Davis Lewis Love says Wayne used a teleprompter for his lyrics. If that's true, that's sad.
No, he did. He absolutely did. Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier. It was a teleprompter it was a teleprompter.
He wasn't doing that 20 Go Dean.
Damn. A teleprompter as a rapper for your lyrics is bad work.
Teleprompter
Noob R says Wayne don't love us. He don't know what race is. Come on, man. Don't do that. Leave the politics out of that. Humble Bragger says it's not the performance, it's the music. With Wayne, Lollipop is trash. Fireman is trash. Amelia is trash. Miss Officer is trash. Man, we are not playing that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care for Lollipop, but you get an arena full of niggas in New Orleans and that record come on, and Mrs. Officer come on, and Amelia come on.
Yeah.
What's the other joint he had? 6 foot, 7 foot. You know what I mean?
Come on, too many joints. You can't cap.
Although I'll say when we went to the Hip Hop 50 performance, was it last year? Seeing it in person, it is harsh. Deborah B with a $2 holler says Kendrick had the highest gross in rap. So I think Drake beat that like a couple months later. I could be wrong, but I gotta double check. He did, right? Okay.
He did, yeah.
The homie Zig spins back. Smooth album indeed with the soulful production. Split fit different with that joint on the background. Rabbit Island is different. Zig loves him some Freddie Gibbs. Jermaine L. Johnson. Jermaine always the last one, and we love him for that. For me, Nicki has always had the third big 3 spot for the 2010-ish era till now. And I'm not even a Nicki fan. How is she never in that conversation? We gotta talk. We're gonna have to break that down.
JLJ got a point.
That's a strong question that he asked right there. You know what I mean? But I think you can wrap it up here. This is the second live in a row. We've been almost 2 hours. Usually be out of here in like an hour and 20, but there was a lot to talk about. We appreciate y'all locking in with us. I forgot what his name was, but he had called us out about talking about Drake and whatnot. But then he took the L. He was being myopic. I respect that. If you could tell me you would be a myopic in a sentence, I gotta respect you as a person. So I can understand your perspective on why we was talking about it. You want to hear something else. And I hope that as you locked in towards the end, we got into the West Side, we got into the Gibbs, we gave you what you wanted while giving the other people what they wanted as well. This is the Rap Roundtable. We talk about it all. You need the balance. We know you in the hallway somewhere, wherever you at. Take us home, man.
Yo, before we close out, man, I want to give a special shout out to Eddie from the MTA, bro. The other day I was on the platform, had a Yankee on, in my sober upsetness. I had a Yankee on. I was on the platform. Somebody goes, yo, I look around, see who it is. It's the homie from the M, the actual conductor of the train. It says, yo, my nigga from the pod, what up? And I'm saying
that's crazy.
On the crowded platform. And I'm like, oh shit, this is, because the love online is beautiful. You meet niggas is dope. But the shout out was crazy. And then, you know, we chopped up. I fuck with y'all niggas. I love what y'all do. I asked him what's his name, so I give him a shout out. And nigga, right before the train, he closed the doors. Yo, tell Sid stop hating on J. Cole. I died, bro.
Yeah, that's
I
fire.
died.
Nah, that's
Shout
fire
out
when
to
you
you,
bumping the
Eddie,
people who
Mo.
watch the
That
show,
shit
man.
got me through my day. I love that shit, man. That was fire.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
Shout out
that's
to you,
love,
salute.
man.
And real
Like, he
quick, oh
fucks with
yeah,
the
I'm not
pod.
going to, but that's
he's
love.
not. I think J. Cole has reached Drake level for Sim when it comes to the slander now.
Yeah, it's
Real
heavy.
quick, Nas announced Primo album might be coming sooner than we thought.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's a
let's
fact.
see what
Get
it
ready.
do.
We got a lot to talk about. The fourth quarter's delivering. Dini the Balance,
Yeah.
take us home, man.
And yo, shout out to the day ones, to the year fives, man. If you fucking with us, you know what it is. Hit that like button, roundtablemerch.com. Get you something to celebrate the culture, the beacon. Shout out to Jarvie, the point guard. Shout out to Sincere, the rap snob. Shout out to Macito, the voice of the culture. I'm Dean, the balance of the force. So with that powers combined, man. Monday Night Raw, the rap roundtable. We out of here, you dig? Boom! Live from the hallway.